All right, kiddos. Yesterday we went over topic sentences, how they differ from thesis sentences or thesis statements. And today we're going to round out our body paragraphs. So, after our topic sentence in a body paragraph, we have supporting examples. So, a good supporting example will support the topic sentence and thesis statement, include facts, quotes, and details, and be directly related to the main point which you are trying to establish. So remember, this is the evidence that you are pulling from a document of some type that has to be credible. So a poor supporting example will not be related to the paper, will not help you make your point or prove your argument, will only restate conventional wisdom, and will not add any significant value to the paper. So these are also pieces of evidence that are topic adjacent. So for example, if you are writing a article about why school uniform or why cell phones, like that's our example, why cell phones are good for students and should be used in school, and you start writing about how or pulling a piece of evidence that talks about how phones allow students to keep in touch with family members. Technically, you're talking about students and phones, right? But that's not relating to how they're helpful in the classroom environment. So your topic adjacent there. So let's look at some examples. So my topic sentence, the traffic light is one of society's most efficient inventions because it helps manage traffic and conserve fuel. And then we have the evidence or example of there are lots of traffic lights everywhere. So this is definitely too broad, right? It also is not helping to prove our point in this argument. It's just stating a common fact, right? We now have, in fact, the traffic light helps save lives. I'm sorry, I'm going to English for you. In fact, the traffic light helps save lives. Again, this is not giving us any information relating to this topic. It's not a fact or a standard, right? Or a statistic. It's just a statement. Let's look at our good example. According to phys.org, synced or connected traffic lights can conserve fuel as much as 20%. So you can see that this is a statistic, it's a piece of evidence, and it is just stating what that evidence is saying. After we state our topic sentence and provide our example, we want to explain our example. The explanation is your words, connecting your example to your topic sentence to provide a point. Okay, this is not you copying and pasting from someone else's work or looking it up. You have to generate this piece on your own. So let's look at what a good explanation will have. It will be written in your own words. It will link the example to the topic sentence. It will help link multiple examples together if you are doing a paragraph where you have several pieces of evidence. And it will present the audience with thought-provoking information. So we're doing the most basic form of a body paragraph where you have a topic sentence, an example, and an explanation, and then a transition. But as you guys write more and more and more, you're going to have body paragraphs where you're going to have a topic, an example, an explanation, an example, an explanation, an example, an explanation, and then a transition, or something to that effect. We will be using multiple examples and explanations in one paragraph that all support your topic, right? So we want to make sure that our explanations can, if we have multiple examples, we'll link them together. For now, you don't have to worry about that. We're just providing one example and we're one explanation in our essay. So let's look at what poor explanations will do. They're simply restating the topic sentence. We don't just want to restate information we've already given. Your explanation should transform and further what you have written in your in your example. A poor explanation will not advance your argument or point. So a simple statement is not enough. You need to really explain your reasoning. Only restates conventional wisdom. We just don't want to say things like it's important to conserve water, right? Or cell phones are important in case of emergencies. Well, yeah, that's obvious. A lot of people can tell you that. We're also going to avoid using phrases like this proves that, or this shows that, or this quote shows that. So the reason why we're avoiding that is, remember, we are avoiding writing about writing, right? So you guys have made it to the point where you guys, instead of saying this proves that, just state what it proves. We don't need to write about what we're writing about anymore. So let's look at our poor examples. So with our strong topic, sentence, and example, the traffic light is one of society's most efficient inventions because it helps manage traffic and conserve fuel. According to phys.org, synced or connected traffic lights can conserve fuel as much as 20%. So let's look at our poor example. This proves that traffic lights can conserve fuel, right? This proves we're writing about writing. We just want to say what it is that we mean here. Why aren't all traffic lights synced? What is this? It's a question, right? So why are we adding a question when we're supposed to be furthering our explanation? Let's look at a good example. When traffic lights are properly synced, motorists spend less time idling at red lights, which leads to less fuel consumption. So we can see that our good example is furthering the idea that we have in our example, right? Furthermore, it's taking this idea of synced and it's explaining it in a way that explains our conservation of fuel. So once we finish with our example and our explanation, it's now time for us to round out our body paragraph with our transition. If you are using this format as a standalone single paragraph, you can also use this transition as your closing. But for our point, we're using this in a multi-paragraph essay. So let's look at what our transition needs to have. Once you've provided adequate examples and explanations, you will complete each body paragraph with either transition or closing statements. Using a transition when you have more we're going to use transitions when we have more body paragraphs to write. So when you're doing a multi-paragraph essay, you're going to use this as a transition. If you're using this as a last body paragraph, this is going to be your closing statement, right? So this is going to wrap up your body paragraphs. Good transitions will logically link one topic to another, inform the reader that you have additional points to make, and lead into the next body paragraph. Poor transitions will restate the next body paragraph's topic sentence and will provide the audience with too much information. So let's look at an example. So we've already read these guys a couple times. The transition here is traffic lights also save lives. Do we have an idea that this is probably the topic sentence for the next paragraph? Yeah, because we know what the next paragraph is going to be about already from the thesis statement. So let's look at what a good one does. In addition to saving fuel, effective traffic light placement also saves lives, right? This is a much more in-depth version of traffic lights also save lives. We're making sure that we're logically linking our ideas together. So we're saying, in addition to what I've already talked about, I'm also going to touch base on this, right? So it's informing my reader that there's additional points and it's leading directly into the body paragraph. Sorry, my computer was slow to change. So these are all of the parts of a body paragraph, okay? What I want you guys to start doing today for the remainder of the day is begin to craft your body paragraph. So let me pull up your document so that you can see what this is going to look like. All right, guys, so here is the document that you guys should have. If you are, I believe, just Jordan, I collected this yesterday. It is sitting in my room on top of my cart in the white bin. So staff should be able to find it inside of the red folder. That's where it should be. So what you guys are going to do today is we're going to scroll down here. So this is kind of like the example of how you guys are going to set up your essay. So you have two different versions, right? Whichever one works best. I tend to prefer this one for you guys because you only have one example and explanation, right? This is an example of if you had two examples within your essay or within your body paragraph. Okay. So, what I want you guys to do is start crafting your topic sentences, pulling your statements and examples from the text. So when I say the text, that's where you are citing your information. Remember, I had you pull those links to where you were finding your information. So you're going to go back and you're going to pull evidence. You need to either use a direct quote or rephrase what you've read as a paraphrase, which is taking what is written in the text and putting it into your own words. Okay? So this is everything for you guys today. This is what you're going to be working on for the rest of the day. Tomorrow, guys, I will have a video out for you. I'm sorry. I'm not in today because Calvin isn't feeling well. And I was originally going to model how this works for you, like how you would do it. So I'm going to be doing that today. And tomorrow, you guys will be watching that video. You guys do need help, please reach out to your staff in your homeroom or leave private comments on the assignment. The assignment is correct now, and I will get back to you when I can. Remember, we are almost through, so keep on keeping on, kiddos. I will talk with you later. Bye.